What's going on, everyone? This week, Keelan goes to the dentist, Isaac buys some more ducks, and actual football in it returns. Nice one. What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode 125 of the Storm and Beach podcast, talking about all things great and garbage this week. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, yeah, not much. Thanks, Matty. I don't know why he sounded Kiwi there for a second.
We need to get a clip of Matt saying not much, throw it through the rock character from Thor's voice emulator, and have that as his fill-in when he's not here.
Oh, I've done that. Here we go. Oh, yeah, not much, cuz.
Yeah, perfect. All right, Keelan, what's going on?
I went to the dentist. And
Awesome.
This is because, end of year, forget you've got private health for, this year I only forgot for 10 months, not the usual 11 months.
Yeah, nice.
And so, got to use my extras and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Turns out I get bi-yearly
rollover
cleans.
Gotcha.
For free at a booper place or whatever. So went over there. Have not been to the dentist in approximately more than a decade.
Oh yeah.
So I was mentally preparing myself for a bit of shock. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, so you put down that it's been a while since you've been here. You're not sure the last time you went. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not sure. And they have a look and they go, you look pretty good. Just going to give you a clean. We'll send you on your way. I was like, oh, thanks.
Thank God.
So good thing Matt's not here because he would have been pretty upsetty given his dental history.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that would definitely not be pleasing to hear for him.
No. Much
like you, it's been, definitely over a decade since I've gone. But the last time I went was also like, I don't know, a good 6 years after the previous time.
Yeah.
And they were like, you must brush pretty well. And then I left. And that was the extent of the dental dental checkup that I needed. So I'm hoping that's the case when I go again at some point.
Well, who's your private health?
AHM.
Fuck off, dude. Is it because Broad and Kelly did their ads, or was it before that?
No. Now that I know that, I might cancel and switch to Booper.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they do the same thing because I also went to Specsavers today because I was just in a take a half day, get both things done kind of situation.
Yeah.
And the
turns out you don't need glasses.
Yes, yeah, I'm not wearing them. See, fixed. But yeah, the person was like, "Oh yeah, Medibank gives me 2 free cleans a year as well." So surely, if AHM want to be competitive, you can also do that. Maybe you'd like to think. Mm-hmm. I'd recommend it. There's gaps in my teeth that I forgot were there because they were just filled with
stuff,
the good stuff,
seasoning.
Yeah, my tongue's like, yo, whose fucking mouth is this, dude?
Oh, how good. Now,
so if I whistle, it's the gap between my bottom teeth.
Yeah, checks out. That's fine. Bi-yearly.
Twice a year.
Twice a year. Yeah. That makes sense.
Not for yearly, you dickhead.
Yeah, not the way Americans use it, where it's every 2.
Just stop.
Well, they use it for both, and it's irritating.
Yeah. Just we got to make up our minds on that one as a society, I think.
Definitely.
Have I gone really orange, or is my computer on nighttime mode?
I think you're fairly.
Okay.
Yeah, you're.
I'm like very
sun-kissed.
orange on my screen.
Yeah, no, you're not that orange. You're sun-kissed. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll just push through.
Yeah, you've got film scene in Mexico sort of look about you.
I like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. big Vince Gilligan fan.
So it's not too bad.
As long as I'm not borderline Donald Trump on my way to Oompa Loompa, then I'm okay.
No, you're not. You're not there yet.
Okay, sweet. Let me know. Because I can't remember how to actually do that on this computer. And,
Yeah, fair enough.
last time I did multiple things on this computer, we had issues.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, good. Now I've got a gripe with. It's more of a query, I guess, but it's a bit of a gripe with the dental industry, right? Now it's
Big
probably
teeth, if you will.
yeah, big tooth. It's probably not even that hot a take. So like, I don't think I'm really storming a beach here. I've just never really heard anyone have this thought before. If you look at your extras, right, you often have different amounts or different coverage or whatever for routine versus, I don't know, complex dental, right?
Major.
Major.
My provider calls it.
There you go.
Yep. Major dental.
Now, what irks me is why something like, say, a root canal is considered major dental when they're doing those things every fucking day. That sounds pretty routine to me.
Never had one.
No, me neither.
Can't relate, yeah.
But it's not like you have to go to a fucking specialist dentist. They all
Is that
do
one
it.
when they drill you or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They just drill it out and then fill it in with stuff. But I guess it's just either misuse of the word that I'm unhappy about or a disingenuous approach to dental procedures, because they're doing them enough that I would consider that a routine part of the job. But it's not covered under routine dental.
Well, do you get anesthetic or anything? Does literally any other employee at the dental office walk in, or is it just the dental assistant and the dentist still?
I can't say I've seen any more than 3 people working in a dentist ever, and that's pushing it.
That's
including a
receptionist.
receptionist. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the 2 people in the room.
That was my computer. I'm trying to log into my healthcare, and my computer's like, this capture is too much.
Mm-hmm.
Click the AI generated images for foods, which is, this is a horrible example actually. Sidebar. It's given me 3 pictures, so bowls of fries and pizzas, and then 3 pictures of octopus and a picture of a bunny. All of these things are foods.
True.
I'm going to select them all and see if it thinks I'm a robot. Yeah, it didn't like that. Click the images with clothing. It includes penguins and other animals with skin. So, problematic again. Anyway, mine says general and major, which still has the same problem.
Yeah.
Because, general would be things that, I don't know, happen semi-regularly, I would think.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And like, just Google definition, just, see if anyone was calling the shots or if it was literally just the health insurance agencies drawing a line. Here we go. HM has routine, complex, and major.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
What's the difference between complex and major, though?
Complex is periodontics, root canal planning, oral surgery for prosthesis, jaw injuries and non-tooth related oral surgery, and filling of a root canal.
So that's when you actually get fillings.
Yeah. Well,
that's
not fillings, but the filling of a root canal.
So those are different things.
Yes, I believe so. Whereas, like, routine is tooth extractions. So if you pull it out, that's fine.
Yeah, you just yoink
but if you
don't drill a hole in it, yoink it.
Yeah.
Because don't you then have to stitch up the hole that it fucking leaves? If it's depending on how big it is at the back?
Stick some stuff in there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it looks like if I'm getting any root canals in the near future, I'm just going to tell them to yoink it out because it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper.
Especially if it's one at the back. Like, I don't particularly care about them.
Yeah.
I've got enough. I got too many.
I've got too many. I got wisdom teeth hanging out in there because there's a room for them.
Yeah.
A little bit sideways, but that's okay.
It's easier to floss if there's an entire tooth-sized gap down the back.
Yeah, you can brush around the whole tooth at that point.
Yeah.
Super easy. But yeah, that's my gripe. Words have meanings, people, and that seems like a pretty routine procedure given how often people are getting them.
I love that words have meaning is the takeaway, and we also just mentioned bi-yearly as well, which is just... It will consistently piss me off, the usage of bi-yearly and bi-monthly. I think we've got to commit to fort-yearly, fort-monthly. Fort any unit of time means every 2. Unfortunately, fortnightly set a precedent. Oh, I've just realised fortnightly...
Yeah, it's got a meaning too. Yeah, look, I'm happy to move in the general direction of what you're wanting. But it will mean we will be describing 14 years as 40 years.
No. That makes sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how it works.
No, there's no good way around it. We'll just have to keep the same system.
Yep.
Just whatever you say, always follow up with what you actually mean.
What you actually mean, yeah. Or just don't say a word and just say what you mean the first time.
Every 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Twice a year.
Sure.
Oh, wowee.
Other variations are available.
But yeah, what's going on with you besides your dinner this evening?
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Oh, your new diet, I guess, because it's a whole mindset change, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm really starting something new here. Running around before this, between work and this, and realised I was running low on time, so I quickly swindled up something from the fridge and pantry for dinner, which consisted of I didn't do a count. It was either 4 or 5 pepperonis or pepperoni, 4 or 5 pepperonos stacked together. That I consumed in one fell swoop, and then like half a bag of Aldi salt and vinegar chips, which
deli style, mind you.
Yeah, deli style chips, of course, which were pretty tasty, but it's probably going to be a first dinner, second dinner situation, if I'm honest.
And how did you describe the mindset of this new diet?
Very, very calorie dense.
Yeah.
Going as people know of the snake diet, the 1 meal a day. This is like that, but much more compact. So rather than having like a huge platter of food in front of you and you mukbang your way through it, just get
it's such a fun word, isn't it? My mouse just died.
Just get as calorically dense foods as possible, stack them on top of each other, and consume them that way.
And I think you said, so sorry, the sentence. I'm specifically searching for a way you described it earlier. That's also the title of a Salty Season song. The dump and burn approach or something.
Yeah, dump and burn of the calories. So you just get as many in as possible, and then I suppose the real health objective would be to exercise at some point to burn them. But we'll see how we go. I might be preloading for tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, and then of course I mentioned that insulin fearers hate him. But you said dump and burn, that triggered a little thing in my mind. So all of you may be aware, Salty Season obviously released a song called Dump and Burn.
Mm-hmm.
It got its name from a real thing that jets used to do, where you just dump a fuckload of jet fuel out the back and light fire to it, and it makes really loud noise and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously calories are just a unit of energy. Conveniently, the internet lets us know that a liter of jet fuel contains about 8,250 calories, or like kilocalories, which is the normal unit of calories, which is, confusing and whatnot. But anyway, so that's a lot for one person in a day. But if you wanted to go the full dump and burn diet, you'd have to dump 200 liters of jet fuel, which could be why they stopped doing it. Environmental concerns, money concerns, all sorts of concerns. So, if you do, 8,000 by whatever, you end up with 1.65 million calories.
Some would say that's too many in a day.
Well, I think at that point you'd be testing the limit of the human body to see actually how many of those calories your body can absorb. Because I'd be willing to bet that if somehow you could consume 1.6 million 1.6 million calories in something that your body could normally digest in a smaller amount, I'd still be willing to bet that your body wouldn't be able to process all of it before it shattered out.
Yeah, you'd obviously die of some sort of vitamin poisoning beforehand, right? But you would definitely, not be uptaking all of the calories. Like it wouldn't process quick enough by the time it moved through you, I anticipate. Yeah,
you're not putting on what's the classic? Bodybuilders everywhere know the classic, X calories per pound of body weight that you lose.
Yes.
Or whatever. So they can all do the math right now.
Shout out to all our bodybuilding listeners.
We could have some.
I thought for a second you were going to steer the conversation towards the bioavailability of jet fuel.
no, which is a
probably limited.
There is a Reddit thread on it.
Right.
With I think limited practical evidence.
Yeah, real life testing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So to lose a kilogram of fat, you need to have a deficit of 7,700 calories. So if we just grab the old 165 milli divided by 7,700, I'm willing to bet you're not going to put on 214 kgs if you ate that many calories that quickly.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
You may do from sheer volume of food. Let's get a professional eater to test the dump and burn diet to its full potential.
How many calories in a stick of pepperoni? I feel like we need to...
That's probably one of the most efficient ways to get it. It's got to be like eating butter and pepperoni or something, right?
Yeah. Okay, so there's... apparently 494 calories in 100 grams of pepperoni. So what was your... What was our target that we were...
1.65 million.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
Bear with me while I crunch these numbers.
Consider these numbers crunched. Oh, this is actually the worst website ever. I've just Googled like most calorie dense foods, and then somehow I've ended up with a list of healthy high calorie foods for weight gain. It's like, that's not what I actually Googled, dude. That's not even the title of their article. Here we go. r/no stupid questions. What is the most calorie dense food in the world?
This seems like the thread we're looking for.
Uranium has 20 million calories.
Come on, buddy. Like, we get it, but
what we're asking. Swallow
for.
A cube of uranium, you'll just poop out a cube of uranium.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
1,000. So, crunching the numbers, I would only need to consume about 334 kgs of pepperoni to achieve the dump and burn diet. Now, I don't think that's... It's obviously unrealistic for a day, right? That's, over triple my body weight.
Yeah. Or you could just eat... So a kilo of butter is 7,000 calories. What was a kilo of pep?
4,900.
Yeah, okay. No, switch to butter.
Switch to butter.
Yeah. Makes it a little bit more realistic.
So that would be 235 kilos. That's a bit easier. Now, I'm not saying like you're not going to fit 235 kilos of butter in your system in one day. But,
dude, I'm lactose intolerant.
But if the bulletproof diets taught me anything, you can definitely incorporate a decent amount of butter in your diet a day. Should I try and dump and burn in a year?
No, it's too many. It's
only 600 grams of butter a day. 643 or 44.
Yeah, but 644
grams of butter a day.
Grams of butter.
Yeah.
You're still in
that a day?
No, it's too many. You'll die before the end of the year also because it's entirely artery clogging. Oh, you go unsalted butter, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. Grass-fed,
less risk
butter.
of hypertension.
Yeah.
Oh, put sauce on the butter. Easy liquid calories.
Barbecue sauce on the butter.
So much fucking butter, dude.
So that would be 644 grams of butter a day would be 4.6 thousand calories a day. I'd get so fat so quick. Although, if law of thermodynamics has taught us anything, weight gain and loss is just calories in, calories out, right?
Well, yeah.
So, embracing the dump and burn diet,
yeah,
I just dump in, 650 grams of butter a day, and then do enough exercise to burn, 4,700 calories, and it's a wash.
Also, no. Though, because of the constrained law, constrained theory of thermodynamics or whatever the one is, if you do actually 650 calories worth of exercise, your total daily energy expenditure doesn't actually go up by 650 because your body compensates in being a slack cunt other areas later in the day and that kind of thing.
Interesting. So I think exercise doesn't matter, is what you're saying. You just shouldn't exercise.
Exercise does matter, but to an extent. I think it might have been. Oh, this is entirely off the top of my noggin, but it's either. I think it's.
This is what the bodybuilding
70%.
Listeners are here for.
Yeah, I think it's like 70%. So I think there's like a 30% compensation potentially on average. If you look at, I don't know, a podcast more suitable for that, like the Stronger by Science podcast, before they canned it, canned it-ish, they basically talked about, every single thing in sports science and then went, we're out of content. But they're actual doctors in sports science. They got it under control. Dr. Eric Trexler will help you over there.
Did they cover athletic performance and rope size comparison?
No.
Sounds like they got more topics to cover then. I'll happily be an executive producer over there if they want one.
Send them an email.
Yeah.
strongerbyscience@gmail.com.
Now, taking out of consideration risk of death through, whatever health problems 650 grams of butter a day would cause.
Probably not a good thing take out of consideration.
No, but living in this hypothetical, like that's not an obscene amount of food per day to achieve a dump and burn over a year. 650 grams. That's no. I accidentally ate half a kilo of mince the other night just because I couldn't stop myself.
Half a kilo of mince. Was it 5-star beef?
Could have been. I don't know. Wasn't in its packet anymore. It's just in a bag.
A bag?
Yeah.
Just a bag of meat. I'm picturing you sitting there like, what's that? I think it's a zombie film where the dude just starts eating like raw meat.
No, it was cooked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
650 grams of butter. Now, how many cookies can you make with 650 grams of butter is the other thing, because then you'd be dressing up your 650 grams into something a little bit nicer. And how many cookies can you eat in a day? I would hazard to say, Subway cookies, dude.
Less. I would be able to eat less cookies than butter in a day. Cookies, I love cookies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I eat 3 every time, and I feel so sick afterwards. I just feel like
skill
shit
issue
for the next
anyway,
hour.
How many calories did you say you were eating? 7,000 in a day. Fuck, we're shit out of luck here.
No, 4.6 thousand a day.
4.6 thousand.
Yeah.
Is that to do it? That was to do the dump and burn over a year, right?
Yes, correct.
It's only 20 Subway cookies a day.
That's so few. That's so many less than I thought it would be. Subway cookies must be terrible for you. I guess they're full of sugar as well.
223 calories.
Mm.
You have 5 Subway cookies or an actual foot long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd be getting some protein in your diet instead of literally just 100% fat. And also the sugar. Extreme amounts of sugar. So you might get diabetes.
If you eat the cookies, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because, it's like weight loss, right? Like, you can't just do the, eat 1,000 calories for 3 weeks, lose all the weight you want to lose. You have to choose a diet that's sustainable. And I think you eating a stick of butter a day for a year is far from sustainable. Just out of a pure, enjoyment point of view, you may have to,
I could pull it off adding it to things.
Yeah.
But you couldn't just munch it, obviously.
No.
Or drink it. If you just drank melted butter, it would go straight through you.
You know how when you go to the cinema, you could eat literally the maximum size of popcorn.
3 of them if you wanted to, yeah.
Lots of butter on that. Full leaded Coke.
Yeah.
In the same size. Bucket, you might have to lay off the salt or you'll die. That might be a semi-efficient way to get in these calories.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I have seen, conversations where unless you already have blood pressure issues, salt, doesn't necessarily cause you any further issues.
Yeah, there are some people are just more likely to become hypertensive due to salt intake.
Yes.
And some people go the opposite way as well, where if they just cut off their salt intake, they can become more hypertensive, supposedly.
Now, I've just had a thought. Someone might have already actually achieved the dump and burn diet for more than a year.
No fucking way.
You ever heard of a guy called Michael Phelps?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, fair. Forgot about Phelps.
Didn't he used to consume 10,000 calories a day?
I don't think that was every day though. Surely not.
He's got all of all of the swimming records, pretty much. Or maybe not anymore, but that he had all of them. Anytime anyone breaks a record, it was held by Phelps. He had to do it for at least 3 of the 4 years. Have a year off from the previous Olympics.
Okay, so the Baltimore Bullet had 3 fried egg sandwiches for breakfast with cheese, tomatoes, lettuce, fried onions, and mayo. So what we're going to do there, we're going to cut the tomatoes, lettuce.
Don't need it.
Potentially the onions unless they're cooked in butter.
Everyone knows lettuce is calorie negative anyway.
That's not a fucking thing. It's barely not a thing. And we're replacing the mayo with Kewpie because it's got higher fat content.
Mm-hmm.
He then followed it by 3 choc chip pancakes. That is okay. That was not all, though, of course, because then he followed it up with a 5-egg omelette. Waste of time. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the egg whites out of the omelette and we're going to have a 10-egg yolk omelette.
10 egg yolk. You're just eating a hollandaise sauce.
Maybe 1 egg white just to bind it all together. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Just to make it a little bit more sensible. And then 3 sugar-coated slices of French toast. Not bad there because butter and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
A bowl of grits. What's grits? I'm not American enough.
It's corn. It's like cornmeal mixed up. That seems like a waste.
Yeah, that seems like it's just there to make him feel full.
Yeah, for sure.
And to keep up the little bit of corn in his poo.
Yeah.
You're not having 2 cups of coffee because that is just... it's the opposite of liquid calories. It's just filling.
But bulletproof coffee.
Oh, okay, yeah, no,
with the butter.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep, all right, cool. So
back on the menu.
Yeah, coffee's back on the menu, boys. All right, so then we move on to lunch. 0.5 kilogram of pasta.
That was all breakfast.
Breakfast and second breakfast, perhaps before and after training. So you can, I don't know, before and after something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, the morning mow of the lawn or something. I don't know. Yeah. And then, 0.5 kilogram of pasta, 2 large ham and cheese sandwiches. Replace the ham with pepperoni. And
replace the bread with pepperoni, I think, as well. have cheese sandwiches made on pepperoni. Pepperoni cheese sandwiches made on pepperoni.
Yeah. And then clarifies here, smothered with mayo, so Kewpie. Mm-hmm. And a set of energy drinks. What we would do if we wanted to go with the energy drinks, we could commit to full leaded Monster, so like a Mango Loco.
Yeah.
They're fucking delicious. So you're pretty on there. And then for dinner, a pound of pasta. So they're using both metric and imperial in this article, which is just shocking because this is from the Olympics.com.
For lunch, he had 0.5 kilogram of pasta, but for dinner, he has a pound of pasta. Two vastly different things.
How many pounds in a kilo? Is it 2.2?
Yes. So
just say fucking half a
say
kilo.
The same thing.
Or, yeah. Has it with carbonara sauce if you do a homemade carbonara sauce with a kilo of butter.
Yeah, and all the egg yolks.
Yeah, and then he turns into the wide-eyed child at an Italian restaurant and he goes, you know what, I don't just feel like pasta, I also feel like pizza.
Yep.
And he doubles down on that and allegedly has an energy drink before bed, which just seems...
I'm dubious with what this energy drinks is that it's referencing, you know?
Yeah. I doubt it. I doubt that he's having an energy drink for dinner.
It's got to be...
His coach is probably like, your sleep's important, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, actually, if you read further
Magnesium
down,
beverage?
6 hours a day.
Well, some people can do that.
Yeah, him, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if when it's saying energy drinks, it's like, you know, referencing, sports drink of choice, insert sports drink here. Perhaps.
Yep. That's possible, actually.
Just like full of sugar, full of, you know, salts.
Well, he would train 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Allegedly every day of the year. Swimming's not crazy on the body if you have a slower day, to be fair.
low impact sport.
Yeah. You're not worried about.
I love how in this same article I'm reading, there was even rumors that Phelps would go on to take 12,000 calories a day, which he debunked. That would be ridiculous. 12,000 a day.
Yeah. Between 8
true.
and 10,000, he says.
Yeah. That's silly. So,
and then such gems as he was spotted at a Chinese restaurant before the Beijing Olympics.
Getting used to cuisine, I guess.
Yeah, like that. Legitimately, I'm picturing him walk in. Given that he's American, and he walks into what's that American place? The Panda one, Panda Express.
Yeah,
walks in Panda Express. Yeah, can I get orange chicken? And then goes to China and can't find orange chicken anywhere because it's like the top 3 whitest Asian foods of all time.
Yeah,
it's right up there with sweet and sour pork and honey
Mongolian
chicken
beef, honey king prawns. Now, on orange chicken, I did discover, within the past year or so online that orange chicken is literally just honey chicken. They just call it orange chicken over there because they allegedly just throw some dye in there, some food dye in there.
Do they put the little crispy bits on it?
I don't know, maybe.
Because the crispy bits that get like half soggy but are also kind of crispy are like 50% of the reason I would order honey chicken.
Correct. Now, given we have seen, living proof of the dump and burn diet working, Michael Phelps, why are more people not doing this? He was eating 10,000 calories a day. He was walking around at 85 kgs and 8% body fat. Like, the peak of human specimen on dump and burn diet.
Yeah, didn't he win like 8 gold medals at the one Olympics or something?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I mean, the evidence is there. It's a small sample size. But it's incredibly small sample size, but it's incredibly positive. So, is that where they do the thing where they try and find if the result's statistically significant? So, like, on the scale, like, obviously overwhelmingly positive impact of the intervention on the patient. Sample size incredibly small, so it probably balances out somewhere. And given that he's maybe in the top 0.00001% of people in the world who have ever lived,
yes,
I'd argue that even though he's only one person, the results still skew slightly towards more likely to be positive.
Well, think about it this way, right? And ignore, potentially questioning the order of, causation
Science.
here. But think about all the people who would consume, roughly around that many calories a day, 8,000 calories a day. They're all tippy top peak athletes or, bodybuilders, Mr. Olympias, the best sumo wrestlers. They're all, the people at the top of their game. So why are more people not doing this? And don't delve too deeply into the order of operations here because this might unravel the whole theory. But they're all, peak humans as far as comparison to the human race goes. People who consume this many calories in a day.
Well, world's best looking man, at least not muscularly, was no, not Henry Cavill, because Henry Cavill hasn't done well.
Only because,
it's entirely possible he's done steroids, but not done steroids for long enough to compete with Chris Bumstead. But his you Google like bulking calories or whatever, and it's like his biggest days seem to be more closer to 5,000. So I don't think we should throw bodybuilders into this because they're also kind of lazy. I think if you remove bodybuilders from this and just keep the endurance athletes and anyone else that eats 8 to 12,000 calories a day, we're probably okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Don't start with exercise. Start with the diet and then fill the exercise in.
And then figure it out from there.
Yeah.
It's definitely the diet that will make you successful, not the exercise first.
Anything's possible.
Should we move along, given we've spent 40 minutes talking about your trip to the dentist and the dump and burn diet? your trip to the dentist and what I had for dinner, which was an abbreviated version of the dump and burn diet.
I had cereal for dinner. I had Nutrigrain for dinner.
Nice. You only get out what you put in.
Yep. Yep. And then I googled popcorn calories, and it's 1,000 for a large. So I think that theory of getting them in is probably gone. Popcorn's not it.
1,000 for a large.
Oh, a large though. Hold on.
How big's a large?
A large these days is like that.
Yeah,
you got to get like a jumbo super duper extra to get a bigger one.
Yeah,
I can still probably knock one of those over. Yeah, so anyone looking to try the dump and burn diet, let us know how you go with popcorn as well.
Yeah.
Not the most cost effective way to do it, of course, given that cinema prices are fried.
Yeah, probably not. You know, like cheese could be in consideration for the diet, but way too expensive.
Toilet paper usage would also go up.
So there's 4,000 calories in a kilo of cheddar cheese.
Yeah, but like...
all you need to eat is 2 kilos of cheddar cheese a day. But also that's like actually, I mean, if you're considering like price, like grocery costs for a diet, $20 a day, it's not actually that bad.
Yeah, hold on. The Curtis Stone feed your family for $10 thing, grabbing 1 kilo of cheese is like
cutting it into 4 pieces.
Yeah, like obviously it wouldn't work if they're on the dump and burn diet, but like, you know, if they were regular human beings, that is more than enough calories for a meal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
get a stone, yeah. Feed your family for under $10. You just walk and get a block of cheese and slice it up.
So yeah, we're calling this episode Sports Science with Storming the Beach.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Storming the biohacking.
That's not bad, to be fair. I'm going to write that down. That's great.
Look out for the... I will actually do an episode post this week. Look out for us. We'll be wearing our red-tinted blue light blocking bulletproof glasses.
You joke, but my screen's fucking orange right now.
Yeah.
Am I orange?
You're definitely like...
well, the sun's gone down now, so I can probably making myself a little bit more blue.
You're definitely leaning toward... You're becoming more Trump-ish. Now you're fine.
Okay, cool, sweet. We'll commit to that. The sun has completely disappeared after our 40-minute chat on cheese and butter.
On the Wallace and Gromit diet.
It's like you take the keto diet, and then below that you've got the dump and burn diet, and then below that as a subcategory you do have the Wallace and Gromit diet. Yeah,
just cheese
Gromit.
Oh God!
Imagine how much shit they'd get done if they had bulletproof coffee with their cheese.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, we have really grabbed this waffle on concept and just...
Matt would have been loving this.
Yeah.
I have to tell him to listen.
Yeah, I think I could do the world's fastest upload and he could listen to it on his way home tonight.
Not an ounce of sporting news.
Yeah. Well, maybe a smidge.
Mm.
You've got something else here noted on and going on before we move on.
I do. I'm just contemplating whether I put it on to next week, although it will be, it'll have lost its timeliness, but I will have achieved another haircut by next week when we chat. So
Achieved.
Yeah. So I suppose Matt wouldn't have much to contribute to the conversation anyway, as man who wouldn't know what the outside of a barbershop looks like, let alone the inside. You're without haircut at times, but you have had it cut in the past.
Oh, I get it. I think, little trims.
Yeah,
now.
I think Matt's had his hair cut twice in the past 14 years.
What about all those loose, what are they called? Split ends?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't know. On your haircut, before I get into it, are you like barbershop trim, or do you just go to like a actual hair salon?
No, I'll go to a hairdresser, yeah.
Yeah, more used to longer hair.
Yeah, I also like being able to book a time.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
Yeah.
Definitely. That might play into my gripe here that I'm about to bring up regarding the barbering industry.
Oh,
right?
Sorry.
So this is a pretty significant issue that I faced on the weekend, and it's been going on. It's an ongoing thing with the industry. Next time you go to get your hair cut, have a look at what your barbershop hours are. They're probably not open Sunday because most of them aren't, and they might shut at 1 on a Saturday because most of them do. All right. This is a service industry job. Probably be open at the time when people are available for services. Not, this isn't 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, do a favor by being open a few hours on the weekend. It's like, so I went into Ballina to get my hair cut at, one of the usual barbershops. There's 2 of them, like 2 branches of the same
The
place.
one down the road from the Baskin and Robbins we reviewed last week.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah. That one. So I actually Googled the one in Lismore because we were potentially planning to go there instead of Ballina. And Google promptly, I just Googled barbershop Lismore and it gave me a, first result was a different one in the main shopping centre. I was like, oh, that's weird. So I Googled a specific name and it was like, oh, that's why we didn't show you this one, because it's not open on the weekend. It's Monday to Friday only in the centre of town. And last time I went there, it was like 9 a.m. and there was like 6 of us waiting and like 8 blokes in chairs working full in there. Like it was chockers. So anyway, see it's closed. I was like, okay, I'll go to the one at Ballina. It's open till 1, which is like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. It's standard at this point. Had to do a bit of stuff in the morning, head in there, and it's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11, actually, by the time we got into Ballina. Got a Wardell pie from Wardell on the way. Of course.
Rude not to, isn't it?
Yeah. I hadn't eaten yet, and I wasn't going to sit around and know I had a long wait to get in a chair. Do 3 laps of the block, trying to find a car park in the main drag of Ballina. Walk up to the front door and it says, we're not taking any more haircuts for today at 11 o'clock because they had, too many people on the list. It's like, So you probably have enough clientele to stay open, to justify staying open for the rest of Saturday at least.
Yeah.
If not Sunday as well. And maybe shut on a Monday and a Tuesday if you want a day off when people are at work not getting their haircut.
Does make more sense to me.
Yeah. Generally people who don't work during the day, surfer types, probably not big into haircuts anyway, so I don't think you're losing any clientele midweek.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, go to the main shopping centre in Ballina and Ballina Fair. Found another barbershop on Google. Said it was open till 5, which is, a miracle in itself. Had no reviews yet. But I was like, I hadn't seen it in there before, so it must be new. Go into the shops. Sam heads to TK Maxx. I walk past, go find this barbershop. It's all in there, lights on, kitted out, ready to go. big sign on the door says we're opening soon, as in like, you know, some date in the future. I was like, bruh. So I settled for the only other option that was in the same, which was like a Just Cuts or whatever, you know, stock standard chain hairdresser thing. And ended up paying $45 for a terrible haircut.
Without a beer, I bet.
No beer.
Yeah.
That, you know, slightly resembled what I asked for, but was not nearly as short on the side. Certainly wasn't a number 2 and 1 on the sides. I can tell you that for a fact. Person working in there, English was clearly a, you know, second or higher language. Fine, whatever. But I wasn't going to kick up a stink with like 6 other people who had wandered in and started waiting after I walked in there because, you know, surprise, surprise, it was the only hairdressers open in town. And they probably had all gone to the other 2 barbershops beforehand, like I did. But yeah, I wasn't going to kick up a stink and take it any more time. And then I got to the register and it was $45. And I was like, oh, that is ridiculous. So not a great experience over the weekend. The barbering industry needs to sort itself out. It needs to be flipped on its head. We're going to
$45 for your haircut when mine is approximately the same. I think it's potentially 50.
Yeah. 70% of my haircut is done by a machine.
Well, to be fair, if Just Cuts could get robots to cut hair, they would get robots to cut hair.
Probably would have done a better job.
Could we, I don't know, invent some kind of, you know, like those big hair blower things that drop down. Mm-hmm. Just like invent something that looks roughly like that. I don't know, scans the shape of someone's head and goes, oh, I don't know, because your noggin's weird, you probably shouldn't have these haircuts. Here's a couple of haircuts we suggest. And then you just fucking hit one on the touchscreen. And then bada bing, bada boom, robot cuts your hair. And then you don't think about Final Destination or any other movie like that. And you just hope that the robot doesn't cut your head off.
Yeah, you walk out like GTA with a brand new hairstyle.
Yeah, and I think
more hair.
Hold on. Yeah, we're not tacking extra hair on here. We're not turkey. But maybe we should start looking at starting some sort of business like that, perhaps.
Well, you know, there's always a starting point, and I feel like Crew Cuts is that for that industry. It's simple. You know, they have the handheld ones you can buy from Shaver Shop or whatever.
Yeah.
That you just go like this any direction and it cuts at the height that the clipper is set on.
Yeah, okay.
Feels like that would be fairly easy to whack, you know, one or a couple of those into a, you know, upside down bowl and figure it out from there.
Just like an actual strainer.
Yeah.
So you have the wires going through the holes and everything. It'd be excellent. It'd be perfect, actually. Maybe I'll edit this part out just so no one else steals our idea.
Yeah, maybe, you know, we could get this off the ground quite quickly if we approach Elon Musk with it and call the business Cuts with an X at the end. He would get us up and running and all the funding so quickly. And then he can come out the front of, you know...
Why an X, dude? Like, I get that he called Twitter X, but, like, I feel like Cuts with a Z is probably better. Like, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I suppose, but we need this guy's funding, and then he can come out the front of the store and do his stupid X-shaped jump that he does. The least athletic tech billionaire jump I've ever seen on film.
And then, I don't know, Cuts AI...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's you know, that's the next iteration where it, you know, gives you the mapping of your cranium and suggested hairstyles.
Yeah, we'll use the first iteration to actually get the training data of people's heads. They'll like tick a waiver as they come in. We get the training data of the noggin and whatnot, and we'll go from there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, definitely the least athletic tech billionaire on the planet. Not even close. Current,
I can't think of
lifetime and current. Zuck at the top, MMA, surfing on the on his hydrofoil, whatever else he's doing now. Bill Gates jumping over an office chair back in the day.
Yeah, but current Bill Gates.
He can't be less athletic than Musk.
He's a proper pensioner now, to be fair.
Yeah, but Musk has the build of what's the name of the bad guy in Sonic?
Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, that Elon Musk has the build of him.
I mean, he is also 53, so that is getting on.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is 69.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess if you average Bill Gates out over his lifetime, he probably would end up...
Career, yeah. We're looking at career here.
Yeah, career. All right, career. He did actually partake in charity sports events. He was paired with Roger Federer in a non-competitive tennis match. Federer and Gates played against John Eisner, a top-ranked American player, and Mike McCready, the lead guitarist for Pearl Jam.
Oh, yeah.
But Bill Gates and Federer won the match 6-4.
Oh, easy.
And while doing that, they raised $2 million for children in Africa. So, technically, Bill Gates is an athlete.
True.
There you go.
True.
Oh, sorry. That was Match for Africa 4. He's also did the same thing, Match for Africa 5 with Mr. Federer. And they won again.
Dynasty.
Yeah. They. I'm not sure if Match for Africa 6 ever happened. There's no mention of it here. I assume if it does happen, the two will reunite again and claim the three-peat.
Yeah, defend their crown.
Yeah, and be up there with the Richmond football clubs of the world.
All right. First segment, Bush of the Week. Insert sponsor here, Bush of the Week.
So, yeah, an hour in.
Keelan.
Just for context, just right before Butcher of the Week. Yes, we're an hour in after waffling and whatnot, but we talked for 50 minutes in the pre-show and basically put nothing in the outline as well. So we've been sitting here waffling for almost 2 hours.
True. So
and we're just getting started.
Lucky. Consider themselves lucky, the listeners. We're just warming up.
Yeah. It's getting better because we're about to talk about the Australian men's cricket team, my Butcher of the Week, for just being dog shit. I'll get you some stats. I've just searched my phone for the Crikey app instead of the cricket app, which was Australia's as a country's reaction to getting absolutely fucking hammered by India in Perth. So India won by 295 runs, which isn't a great look considering that 2 of India's batsmen went out for ducks in the first innings. But anyway, I'm just not very proud. We also let Virat Kohli get a century.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
No. So he's found form again. He could have waited to find form until after these 5 tests, but anyway.
Yeah, I suppose the only good thing is that Perth is going to be the most Indian-like conditions.
You know, it's stinking hot.
Yeah.
Cool. Although the pitch was actually green.
True.
At least initially. I didn't watch any more after it looked like a shit show.
Well, my book for the week, also cricket related, is the Perth Pitch Curator.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because somehow it went from, Christmas Day backyard pitch, bounce all over the place, got everything in it for you, to a road the next day. Somehow, nice little stat to back this up. First time since January 1952 that 17 wickets have fallen on day one of the Test match. Combined score for the opening day was 17 wickets, 217 runs. Pretty average from both sides.
Not great. If I was going to be generous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Look, I don't mind, a hard batting pitch, but when it goes from that to nothing the next day, tough look.
Do they not sell enough tickets? And they were like, well, to have people like, concession people work potentially a fourth and fifth day.
Yeah.
How many days do they end up playing? Shit, I don't even know.
Good question. 4, I think.
Oh, they actually played 4 days. Okay.
Maybe. Hold on. Let me double check. It might have been the end of 3. Oh, why's the...
Given that Perth is, 5 hours? 5 hours different. It's I just can't figure it out.
Yeah, 4 days.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't have enough money in the budget to pay concierge and, concession stand people for fifth day. So they were like, we better make sure this gets knocked over.
Wrapped up pretty quick, for sure. Bit disappointing. You'd think that they would try and make the most of it. Have an early test over there where it's not stinking hot yet in the middle of summer. But, at least it made it somewhat into the 4th day.
I mean, Optus Stadium's no whacker, is it?
No. Definitely not.
They weren't playing with... I was trying to think of a cracks the size of joke, but I couldn't think of any big cracks.
I feel like that, tees you up for a yo mama joke pretty well.
It does, but I didn't really want to have a crack at it.
Seems a bit rude.
Yeah.
Seems a bit rude, doesn't it? Grand Canyon comes to mind.
I don't know how it was formed, to be fair, so I'm not actually sure if
it's a
cracked or eroded over time.
Yeah, I think it's an erosion.
Used to be a river, didn't it? I think.
Still river in parts.
Oh, I meant like really big. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Like that one fucking scene in the movie, the hit film 2012.
Yeah.
Unironically, it was a hit film. I think it made some money.
Yeah, I think it was actually pretty big.
Anyway, it did make $800 million with a $200 million budget. So, given that it made over triple, it's a success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
makes sense.
All
right, next bit of news.
That is the theme for this week's sad news segment.
It's also cricket related, or
it's not also cricket related. No, I probably should have put it after the shit list. Sorry, did you have anything for the shit list?
No movements from me.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. So the sad news segment. Yes. I watched. I'm a little bit late here. I watched the final Grand Tour.
Oh, I still haven't watched it. I feel like it's going to be too sad.
Well, good, because that means we can't talk about it, and we've already been here an hour. So, just write it out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's somehow it's very touching, but also a lot of the episode is their regular funnies. So
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Might
yeah,
be right
it's very
then.
enjoyable until you get a little bit sad
Yeah,
and
okay,
realize that, like, you know, literally you've been watching these three idiots on the television for like actually your entire life.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll do it then, because I
It's
knew it was
good.
going to be sad.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the watch list for this week, so then we can discuss it next week.
So tune in next week for the Amazon Prime exclusive episode of Storming the Beach, where we talk about both Rings of Power and I just meant, what's it called?
Grand Tour.
Grand Tour. Thank you. Jesus
Other
Christ.
Amazon Prime exclusive shows are available.
They have some good exclusives, to be fair.
There you go.
Like Clarkson's Farm. We'll touch on that.
Also true, yeah. Another good show.
Yeah.
With some sadness. But yeah,
pigs.
Tune in next week to hear Matt's love of season 2 of the Rings of Power. I know he really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, tune in next week. Don't skip ahead for his elated views of Rings of Power, and then we can discuss a bit of sadness of a Grand Tour.
I was just doing the math on when he started at Top Gear.
A long time ago, Jeremy Clarkson, I believe.
Top Gear from 27th of October 1988.
Yeah.
What? Well, I don't think I've seen that.
Probably haven't seen all of them then.
I saw it with the dude that was before May. Potentially before. Oh, original air date 2002.
Yeah, he was on 2002.
So I've seen every episode of the 2002. I guess I was a reboot then.
Suppose so.
The original format of Top Gear. Yeah, okay, it was cancelled in 2001. Oh. So you know how in Grand Tour they reference Mr. Willman?
Yes.
Turns out him and Clarkson were the two dudes that convinced the BBC to revive the show originally. And I bet if you looked up Grand Tour, he'd be there probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so the other series started in 1977. Wild. So yeah, I've only seen every episode of the new format then.
Yeah.
But yes, that means I've been potentially been watching him on the telly since 2002.
Pretty wild.
That's wild. That's what maths. 22 years of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Anyway, before I cry, let's move on.
All right. Well, we've covered cricket and the record that was there. AFL. Footy news.
We've got some incredible news coming out of the camp at Hawthorn.
Hey, hit the button.
Fuck, sorry.
Off season. Off season for all of us.
Yeah. So some incredible news. If you've been seeing any of the photos that Hawthorn's been posting, Finn has been McGuinness. The joke is Finn has been making us blush, but you say McGuinness as like making us blush, and I couldn't quite hit it. So if everyone could just imagine how that was meant to sound. Okay, cool. And we'll move on. But he has signed a contract extension. So he was already on for next year, but I think his contract extension then goes to 2027 potentially.
Yeah, right.
Which is cool.
Yeah, good.
And the rookie draft had a pretty wild selection out of left field. So the young man, Jack Gunston, pretty unknown player.
Mm-hmm.
No one's really ever heard of him before. He's been picked up by Hawthorn. And so it's just good to see the young man get a crack.
Definitely good to see, someone who toiled away for many years of, lower level footy career, get the opportunity to step up into the big leagues. So good on him.
Of course, we're taking the piss out of the rookie draft here, which is just funny. I think the strategy in that is that they can pay him less money.
Yeah.
And he was on board with it because, he understands that I think he's more rotational and more of a mentor kind of at the club while he's getting older. And he likes being here. So we'll have him.
Hit him with the old NBA veteran minimum approach.
Yeah, does LeBron get some kind of on some bullshit contract where he makes no money?
He's only on like $2 million a year.
Aaron Norton just rolled his eyes.
Yeah. Oh. All right, and then larger AFL news that dropped today was Sydney coach John Longmire resigning as head coach of the Swans. He had another year left to go to make a decision. Dean Cox stepping in to fill the enormous hole left in Sydney. Cox, obviously, assistant coach for the Swans for a number of years already. Longmire taking over from an assistant coach position from the legendary Paul Roos. Longmire finishing with the sixth best winning percentage as a coach of 150 plus games in the VFL AFL history, second best of the AFL era. Chris Scott owns, top spot for both of those. He was also another coach who inherited a very good team at the Cats. So, same deal, really. But credit to him, on to bigger and better things after 14 years, I believe. Something like that as an AFL head coach. Isn't exactly easy.
Good on him. I think, new guy's got he's got the car assembled.
Yeah.
He just needs to figure out how to make it go. He's got all the bits.
He's got it started. It's running already. He's got to figure out how to put it into sports mode.
It's got this really weird thing where I think it has trouble with the sharpness of the final turn. Incredible understeer, and they lose it into the grass. I'm actually picturing the old Top Gear, reasonably priced car here. And just having a horrible time and bending it into the grass.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Now, it was reported he, losing the grand final wasn't necessarily a factor in resigning a year earlier. He'd already thought about it 18 months ago. But, just clearly wants a bit of a change. Winning the grand final potentially would have made the choice a bit easier and gone out on a high. But I think, what did I say, 5 grand finals he was in? 1 from 5.
That's tough, but also winning one is a thing that not a lot of people do, and I think important to give credit for that.
Definitely,
I think a lot of people like to rag on the recent not being great in grand finals, but
at least they were there.
Yeah, it's better than, I don't know,
better than not.
Yeah. Better than not playing finals, at all. Accidentally roasted you there. Sorry.
That's all right. We still got Essendon to pile back on.
Absolutely.
Well and truly. I guess the good way of putting it is Essendon haven't won a final since Sydney's grand final win 2 grand final wins ago in 2005.
How is that the best way to put anything? Why you say it like that? Oh, dude, Matt's gonna love this episode. We've been talking about sport for maybe 10 minutes, and we've got one sport to go.
Going to be right up his alley.
Yeah.
All right.
I did say we'd skip hockey this week because the Rangers are doing shit, and it makes me sad. Also, there's a great segue into football in it.
Football, innit?
Besides that, speaking of coaches that inherited a good team, because that's a line you had earlier, no manager in Premier League history has reached 10 wins in fewer matches from the start of their career in the Premier League, other than Liverpool's Arne Slot. And he's now level with Hiddink and Ancelotti, who both did it with Chelsea. Who, Chelsea and whatnot. Like Hiddink did it in the squad that included Drogba and co.
Yeah.
And, they were just like actually the team, and they were just underperforming because, I don't know, they got bored.
Yeah.
And, Ancelotti, it was, Ancelotti, like he's the guy. But yes, that's
really
10
good
wins in like 12 games.
Yeah. Really good for Liverpool. Arne slotting right in to the managerial role.
Nice.
Has anyone considered he might just be a assistant manager? Could you, at this point, could you put anyone in as manager of Liverpool and they would also be successful?
Who are they assistant to?
A system.
Oh, sorry, system. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you put anyone in.
It's the Liverpool system. He's just the piece at the moment.
Well, I think, and a lot of the praise for the hiring of him comes from the ability for the system to be able to have elements of what they've been doing with Klopp.
Okay. So partly a system manager. Is what you say.
Well, he has a system though. He's not like.
Is he good at managing it? By the sounds of it, he is.
Yeah. But he also is really good with the players and also the press. Like he's good at all the manager things.
And what if they park the bus?
Who?
You said he's good against the press.
What if they park the bus? Sake. That's pretty good though. That's actually excellent football content. Look, I think he's the best of. He's got the best qualities of the Dutch, without being. When you watch, you just haven't seen Ted Lasso, have you?
No, I've seen clips.
Well, they take the piss out of the Dutch initially because the one Dutch player is like very blunt, straight to the point, and he doesn't realize he's doing it, and that's just because like supposedly that's how they all are.
I love systems, yeah.
Fuck. No. Jesus Christ. But yeah. But like he's actually like he's to the point, but he also has empathy. Yeah. And understands people.
All the good bits of the Dutch. He's got the systems a little bit exploratory. No slavery.
Love spice.
Yeah.
And look, the stats go even better if you look at all competitions, because he's had the most wins in the first 16 matches. And I know you take 16 matches and it's like, oh, whatever. But that's when he edges out Carlo Ancelotti. And he's had 14 wins in the first 16 matches.
Pretty good.
And it's not just like saying, first player ever to have 5 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal. Making up a random stat line. It's like he was tied, and then the 16th that last win. Oh, who knows? Whatever. It's fine. Just I'm really biased towards him. I think he's actually a good dude too.
Just a really
I
great
like the
guy.
way he interviews.
Mm-hmm. Well, given all their, on-field and what sounds like off-field success, at, tonight, 26th of November, 2024, we'll be first to say congrats to Liverpool for winning the Premier League, given their, hot start, well and truly, what are they, 8 points clear of Man City at this point. We might as well call it. This is over. This is done. Can't see him falling off from here, really. So, yeah, congrats to Liverpool, calling it 12 games into the season. Any thoughts, Keelan? You must be elated.
Yeah, thanks. Arsenal were 8 points ahead of City last year.
Well, that's terribly convenient, isn't it?
Yeah, so
they've got this in the bag.
So
Odds on
hopefully
favourites,
we can
$1.83 to win the league. It's fine. It's over.
Yeah, well, that Opta supercomputer thing's put them on like 69% favourites.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Look, I wish there was an easy way to see like the table at certain parts of last league.
Mm.
Give me the Premier League table, match week 12.
As that. Yeah.
12, 2023. Oh, it's there. Wow, turns out you just ask.
Asking you shall receive.
Yeah. So Arsenal were only ahead by 4 points at this point.
Oh, well, it's over then.
Yeah, game over.
They got double that.
So
don't worry about it.
The only reason I'm semi-confident about not winning the league, but City not winning the league, is that City aren't already ahead.
Yes.
And Rodri's still injured.
They're not playing with a lead.
They're not playing with a lead and Rodri's injured.
Mm-hmm.
If Rodri was coming back already, I'd be more worried, but there's a possibility that this extends. Chelsea, unlike all of our predictions at the start of the season, might be contenders actually. So
they're just drawing their way to the top.
Yeah, well,
6-4-2
not the
on
top.
The season.
They're drawing their way into the top 4. Definitely though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we'd have to. By match week 13, the gap to the top was only 2 points. Wow, it's getting better and better. What was it at Christmas? What month are we? Oh, we're November now, aren't we?
Yep. Almost December.
Oh, but are we match week like 16 then, are we? Potentially? Or have we only played 12 games? Was last year's season that different? I don't think that's how it works. Oh, unless the international games were at different times. I don't know. I honestly don't look at the dates anytime I look at things.
No, teams have only
we have only had 12 match weeks.
Yep.
Well, match week 12 last season was October. So do with that what you will.
Mm-hmm.
Must be different international breaks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
probably.
But
now,
yeah, you can win the league in by Christmas. It's happened before. Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's about to happen again.
Up the boys.
Now, Arnslot probably needs to Arnott's slot probably needs to give Big Ange a big kiss on the lips for gifting him the Prem. I don't think anyone was expecting a 4-0 victory for Tottenham over.
I wasn't expecting 4-0, I'll tell you that for free.
I was expecting it to be close, but not 4-0, that's for sure.
like I was looking at because an article popped up and it's like, it was like a classic Optus Sports clickbait article, knowing that, Australian manager, Australian media outlet, of course, people are going to click on it. It's like Arne Slot, something along the lines of thorn in Guardiola's side or something. This is like 3 days before the game.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's look at the stats. And I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Dark horse here, potentially. Have a crack at them.
Yeah.
Of course, I still didn't tip them.
No, of course not.
I got 3 correct last week.
I didn't even look. I didn't even get a reminder
Most
to tell
people
me how many I got. So
most people got 3.
many.
I think Zach got 5.
Yeah. But this all goes back, right? So Big Ange need to be kiss on the lips, basically,
yes.
from all the Liverpool players and fans.
I would, yeah.
But this goes back. He made sure the boys got up for this one because he's a huge Liverpool fan himself. Mm-hmm. So he made sure his boys were ready to gift Liverpool the Prem at the end of November.
And see, like, the thing with that is you can't, like, complain about any sort of bias or anything there, can you? Because he's not throwing any games. He's still doing literally the very best thing for his football team.
Correct.
By winning the game. He's doing what he's paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be like a striker gambling on themselves to kick a goal.
Yes.
I'd be like,
fine. Yeah.
Have a crack, dude.
No harm, no foul. Like,
yeah.
You should be playing hard enough as it is anyway, but go for it.
Although, no, that could be problematic because they could then, if they're not the usual penalty taker and they, whatever. But anyway, it's like that.
Like
though.
Shots on goal and all that sort of stuff if you delve into that, sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, so good on him. Mm-hmm. I'd give him a big smooch.
Yeah. And yeah, of course, Manchester Shitty is obviously terrible at the moment, losing 5 matches in a row across all comps. Do you reckon they will, if their season continues to be bad, do you reckon they'll just work with, I don't know, the FA or whoever to expedite these charges that are facing them, just so they can get them, because they're not going down, just so they can get all this stuff away in one season, one bad season, and then they can just be good again next year? Like, if they continue to be bad, they might just be like,
that'd be a bit cheeky, wouldn't it?
Hands up, you got us. We've got 17 lawyers to stop us from going down, but we'll wear whatever fines and stuff you want to give us. Excuse me, Papa Oil, please pay these fines.
Oh, also, I just want to... I've just noticed that I wasn't looking at last season. I was looking at the season before. So when I searched 2023, I should have searched 23/24 and not... Yeah. Anyway, yes, if I was their lawyers, I'd be making that happen. Because just get it out of the way now. And then that way, you don't have to worry about rushing Rodri back.
Exactly.
He's not playing for anything anyway.
Anyone else that has niggles and needs surgeries and stuff, just let them happen.
Yeah,
and then
they're back for the Club World Cup by then.
Yep.
Which supposedly people are keen on. I couldn't give a fuck.
Sounds like...
Oh, fun stat. Jude Bellingham's 21. He's played like 250 professional games. By the time David Beckham was 21, he'd played 54.
How is that possible?
I think because of the labour laws in Germany.
Right.
Jude Bellingham has played, a billion games in, I guess, the Bundesliga, DFB Pokal, Champions League, realistically, potentially Europa League as well. And I guess whatever the other competition in Germany is, there might be another one besides the Pokal.
Yeah. That is wild. That is a wild stat.
Yeah. Fixture do be jammed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This is true. Especially, for those top clubs that are, Prem, Carabao, whatever other local Champions League, 4 matches in 8 days sort of stuff.
It's the stuff of hell for physios everywhere.
Oh, yeah. But, maybe they should start the Super League for all the actual, for the rest of the top clubs that want to play. But just the top clubs and not the rest of them.
Oh, shut up, dude. But before we move on to the coin flip, just quickly as well, Salah is actually the GOAT, and he's now scored 100 away goals for Liverpool.
Wow.
And I think before the game they posted he's on 98.
Mm-hmm.
Can he make it 100? And yeah, of course he went and fucking did it.
He's only gone and done it.
Yeah, he's only gone and done it. Would you believe after his incredible opening campaign at Liverpool in 17-18, everyone was saying he's going to be a one-season wonder. He's now scored double-figure goals in 8 straight Premier League seasons, and he's done it at match week 12 this season. He's also already double digits in assists as well. That might be all competitions, but he is double digits assists. He was 10 goals, 10 assists in all comps, a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
He's just too good.
Crazy.
And then of course, anyone that's seen anything about since last Liverpool game, Salah was in an interview, cheeky little interview. Doesn't normally go over to the mixed zone, the bit outside where all the fans mill about before the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't normally head over there. Normally says no, thank you, because they don't have to do interviews there.
Gotcha.
He went over and he's like, and the dudes asked him about his contract extension, possibility of, and Salah's gone, I haven't gotten any offers. It's almost December. I guess I'm more out than in. And everyone's reading into this.
Mm-hmm.
And it could just be my bias. And I'm getting real aggressive with my hands. I've just noticed. It could just be my bias. But I think, because in his body language, he's clearly sad about it. Like, he's clearly disheartened about that.
Yep.
And I think what he means by that is not that he himself is deciding that he is more out than in, but more so that he thinks that realistically the club thinks the club's thinking about moving him on or something.
Yeah. From a
or not renewing.
Yeah.
But after reading comments on that, on everyone sharing the thing, I think they'd be really, really stupid not to renew, especially given his current efforts.
Absolutely.
It'd just be, I obviously no, I don't think Liverpool fans would get as furious as United fans at their owners, the Glazers or whatever. Because the club's doing well, but I just think, I just think you keep him, make him a legend.
Yeah,
have him retire here. His family likes living in Liverpool, allegedly.
Yeah, it seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah, and I know FSG are all about making money where they can and not spending too much, but this is one of their greatest transfer successes because he's been here 6 years and is already going to be a club legend. He's about to overtake Thierry Henry in goals and assists in the Prem, or already has. Who knows? Very close. And Thierry Henry is like Arsenal's top 3 GOATs.
Yeah, exactly.
From Invincibles and stuff. So just just extend him. Just have him retire at Liverpool, especially while he's still performing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right. Anything else?
No.
Because we're not all here, I'll defer coin flip, which would have been mine, to next week. So we can do a little double up next week.
But if you're here, we can flip your coin.
Yeah, but
it's not the same.
Right? Doesn't seem right,
No, we'll allow it.
So we'll defer next week and we'll do a double up. Little shout out for I don't know, those who've stuck around this long after 50 minutes of waffle, and then some sports segments. Thursday this week, Thursday 28th of November, Australian Music T-shirt Day. So wear your favourite Aussie band T-shirts if you've got one. I'll be rocking the latest drop from Salty Season.
I was waiting for you to say some other fucking band, which would have been hilarious. Of course.
I'll be rocking the latest drop from Midnight Oil.
Yes, that's a 30-year-old T-shirt.
Yeah.
Send me a message if you want one. I'll happily sell you a T-shirt for $35. I can take a card. I will drive to your house and sell you the T-shirt.
Yep. My house included?
You've already got them.
What if I want another one?
You can wait until you're here next.
That didn't sound like part of the deal to me.
Well, okay. If you're in the general Gold Coast area, I'll drive to your house and sell you a T-shirt.
Okay. Door-to-door T-shirt salesman.
Next time I'm in Ballina, I could sell you a T-shirt. Low price of 7 Wardell pies. Wait. No, they're more than $5, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're like $7. So 5 Wardell pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Easy. See you next week.
Goodbye and cheerio.